Howdy folks, Tetsu here, down in lower tiers where the power is low but the battles are fierce. And today I'll be continuing my self-proclaimed quest to archive all the battles during the first 7U tournament, which thereby I hope to bring light to the tier and possibly help it grow. So join me as we move on to the 8th match of round 2. Our combatants this time will be Huarguensy, whose name I probably butchered, sorry about that, against Iambetterthanuhaha. As per the norm, I know nothing about these players. Their skill shall be witnessed here today by myself and you, the viewer. If you happen to enjoy the video, I humbly request you click that like button. Also subscribe and click that bell if you want to be notified for later uploads. Working together, we can bring more attention to this fascinating metagame. With all that said, let's begin. Okay, match 8, game 1. Let's play lead metagame Ivysaur versus Tentacool. And there's actually not an immediate switch. I'm assuming Iambetterthanuhaha was going for Sleep Powder. Tentacool doesn't go for Blizzard, admittedly, which, I can kind of understand why. Tentacool right now is just trying to get Ivysaur into Blizzard range, which won't take much, admittedly. But I wonder if I is actually going to switch. No! Hugh ends up switching to Ivysaur, and Charmeleon comes in and gets immediately put to sleep. Rhyhorn... Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, dear. Rhyhorn got switched in, but Hugh had also made a switch to Tentacool, which put I on the back foot. Now, for some odd reason, they switched in Charmeleon, and I can only assume, at this point, that I does not have Tentacool. Because there's no reason to switch Charm into this. At least not that I can think of. You could save Charm for later to deal with Ivysaur. As in a switch into Razor Leaf, you could use it for that. Were they expecting Blizzard? Maybe, thinking that Charmeleon could resist it, but as we know by this point, Fire does not resist Ice in Gen 1. So that's obviously a no-go. So, Charmeleon it... Gosh dang it, I hit reset. Okay, let's... Okay, Charmeleon does get switched in. But it's not Hydro Pump. Well, okay. To be fair, Rhyhorn would have gone down most likely to that. And let me actually check before I make an butt of myself. Rhyhorn, 7U standard. Yes, Surf would have KO'd Rhyhorn without issue. But for Charm, it's a 2-hit KO. And that's because not only of double, 4 times weakness, but Rhyhorn is also, especially bulky to no degree. Which leads to, a very interesting topic I want to try to make a video on later, but for now, let's continue. Is Charmeleon going to be sacked completely? No. Okay, then why did you switch it in, then? I guess I does not have Tentacool, at all, at this point. And Blizzard comes in and hits Golbat on the switch. And then Rhyhorn gets switched in? And it stays. Okay, that was a bad call by you. Blizzard? Yeah. Freeze. No. I'm gonna get Freeze at some point. There's gonna be a claim at some point. Rhyhorn winds up going down after being switched for Tentacool. Hitmonchan Toxic. Lives on 1 HP, and it's got rest. blast! What the heck? I'm glad I'm watching these battles because this is pretty fun. Okay, so Hitmonchan is now toxic. Meowth. I'm actually surprised this Hitmonchan has not hit submission because that will take Meowth out without issue. Now, granted, you might not know that, but I find Body Slam to be an odd choice of an attack against a Meowth. But at any rate, Meowth is asleep, and Hitmonchan, unless it's switched out, it's going to be dealing double damage. Meowth gets switched out, Ivysaur comes in, paralysis? Yes! We see a para! And immediately... Wow, okay. Okay, Rhyhorn gets sacrificed. Fire Blast. Okay, to be fair, I have used a Fire Blast on my Rhyhorn before. So, it's not it's not really something I can completely say against. But EQ, let's take a look at the damage. So Body Slam does not para, and it gets it down to 64%. So I'm now going to go to the calc, and let's go with Sleeper. And let me see. Okay, so let me put Fire Blast into here because it's not actually on the moveset. On the quick click. Yeah, Earthquake does between 40.2 and 47.3%, where Fire Blast does 33.1 to 39%. So our EQ, because of stab and a decent attack stat on Rhyhorn, along with being neutral on Ivysaur, actually, does more damage. Whereas Fire Blast, not being stab, low special on Rhyhorn, okay special on Ivysaur, is, it's not doing as much. It's doing something. I mean, it's I love the number on this. 99.9% chance to 3-hit KO with Fire Blast. Anyway. And it also gets burned. Now, Razor Leaf does come up, and Rhyhorn does go down, which I don't know. Charm, you could have sacked Charm there, I think. I really don't think you had a reason to keep Charm at that point. Yes, sleep is a factor here. And to be fair, I don't know the rest of I's movesets. I don't know what else they're doing. So, but in comes Golbat. Immediate switch to Hitmonchan. Do we see a Hyper Beam? Okay, fair enough. Hitmonchan does go down. Tentacool. Confusion. It hurts itself. Mega Drain on Tentacool? I mean, it's working for him so far. Tentacool is actually slowly being whittled down. Do we see a Blizzard? Yeah, there we go. What? No freeze. Okay. Oh, and the prediction! Hughes switches in a mind to take Hyper Beam. Ow. Oh, and that was a crit. Swords Dance on Tentacool! What the hell? Hydro comes in. Yeah, Tentacle's gone. What the hell? Meowth immediately goes down. Okay. Charmeleon's asleep. It goes bye-bye. Now, Ivysaur would usually be a decent check, but unfortunately it's... And Late C comes in. Okay. I don't want to be mean. That was actually kind of cool to see. I'm not gonna lie. They're toxic. Oh, I love toxic. I love that move, and I've been wanting to see it like in every tier. Now, I do know in some of the lower tiers, at least on Smogon, toxic is actually a viable strategy. Up until recently, if I remember correctly, it was actually a part of UU due to agility wrap strats against Dragonite. You could toxic it to basically make it a bit harder for the player to use Dragonite's agility wrap combo. But if I remember correctly, that got banned. You can't have them on the same moveset now. So that's most likely going to fall off, which is unfortunate. But that was cool. That actually was cool. I am interested on some of these like sword stance on a tentacle. Now, tentacle with sword stance isn't a completely unviable option, I don't think. But to have that chance to swords dance is very, very, very low, I would say. Unless you're facing another tentacle who, I don't know, misses wrap or decides to just go for like Hydro Pump or something like that. I suppose if your opponent is predicting a switch, they switch it in a tentacle. I mean, not a tentacle, but a Rhyhorn. You switch into tentacle. They're like, yikes, I gotta switch. And you do it at that point. It'd be a very hard move to actually put into effect. But it does have merit, because obviously wrap does do more damage at that point. But enough of my rambling. Let's go to the second match. Game 2. Play lead metagame. Ivysaur once again, and Tentacle coming in. Immediate switch into Tentacle. Blizzard, no freeze, apparently. Wrap is now going down. And a quick switch to Meowth. Okay, so a little bit of PP stalling there. Coming from Hugh. Rhyhorn being switched in. An immediate switch from Hugh into Ivysaur. And Earthquake does quite a bit. And Rhyhorn goes down. Okay, I do not understand that. Maybe they were thinking that Rhyhorn was going to be put to sleep. That's the only thing I can think of. That they figured that it would be switched out. Actually, Razor Leaf is it's a Oko, like, 6 ways from Sunday. There's no way that Rhyhorn would be able to survive. But that's the only reason I could think of leaving Rhyhorn in there, switching to Charmeleon. Because, I mean, you've got damage on Ivysaur at this point. Charmeleon comes in, it outspeeds. So long as Charmeleon is not put to sleep, you can Fire Blast to get rid of this thing. So that is a bit odd, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So Tentacle gets switched in. Flamethrower? 57%. I'm gonna calc this. This thing will read it. Okay, let me get Charm. Charmeleon. Offensive. Flamethrower. Yeah, I mean, that would still take it out, actually. Just barely. Just barely, because it bottoms out at 57.2. Just barely. Okay, so, yeah, that still holds up. Like, Rhyhorn could be switched out for Charm to take Razor Leaf, and then Flamethrower comes in. Tentacle gets switched in, though, after Rhyhorn goes down. And it immediately gets burned. Okay. Surf? I do not... wonder if I didn't read the speed tiers, which, to be fair, I've done before. Not harping them on for that. Although, I will say, if you're gonna apply for something like this, you might want to actually look into that. But that's just from personal experience, because if you don't know, you need to probably look it up. Let's see. Okay, Tentacle gets switched in, which goes for a wrap. Now, the wrap idea is actually pretty good, especially with a burn. Meowth's coming in, it's going to immediately be wrapped, but it threatens Tentacle at this point. Oh, but wrap was actually a crit, so it's doing far more damage. Actually, you probably could have done a Hydro Pump there, right? 69%. I'm sorry if I'm doing this too much, but I really... Let's see, Hydro Pump... Yeah, that Hydro Pump would have actually taken out Meowth. Okay, well... That's a bit unfortunate that they didn't realize that. Instead, they went for another wrap. Immediately switch to their own... And now Meowth is going to just be taking a lot of damage. And there goes Toxic. Oh, but they get a crit on Rhyhorn! Never punished, apparently. Okay. So Ivysaur does get dealt a bit of damage. Meowth goes down. Well, not down, but gets put to sleep, so it might as well be out of the fight. Charmeleon gets paralyzed immediately. And Tentacle is not in the best situation. That was an odd switch. Well, okay, never mind. I forgot. I didn't think of it, but Charmeleon is actually paralyzed. That's my bad. Okay. So that actually was a good move. Charmeleon gets confused and hits Golbat with Fire Blast. No burn, though. And Golbat goes for rest! Oh my gosh! Rest! Oh boy, okay. Clamp! And... Okay, well Charmeleon is going to be in a world of hurt. Meowth comes in. This is just not I's day at this point. They're asleep, they're paralyzed. They're not in the bed. Oh! Meowth actually does wake up. But it's not like it can do anything. Tentacle comes in. And another switch from Tentacle when they literally could have finished it off. Like, let me check back. Yeah, they got Body Slam on this thing. I mean, yeah, alright. Ivysaur is being wrapped. I mean, it's actually worse off than Charmeleon. So I don't get this. I'm assuming... I can only assume these two players don't usually play this generation, I wonder. Because some of these moves just don't really make a lot of sense at face value. Granted, hindsight is 2020. I'm very well aware of that. But at any rate, Ivysaur is taking quite a bit of damage. Hydro Pump to finish. I would have laughed if that had missed. Anyway, Golbat is asleep. It does wake up, though. And Thunderbolt, do we see another sleep? Oh, no, it gets taken out with Slash. Charmeleon is paralyzed. That was an on. What? Oh, dear. What the hell? We've seen quite a bit of this, of counter being used. Just like at the most inopportune times. This was definitely one of them. Oh dear. So Charmeleon does go down. Tentacle is now finished off. And Hugh winds up winning the game. Gosh dang it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If anything, we saw quite a few interesting and admittedly amusing little moveset tweaks and such. At any rate, hope you all would consider actually looking down in the description. I've got all the links to the RBY Discord, the actual official, unofficial other tier forum for Smogon, Big Yellow's video on the tier. I got all the links in there. So you want to check that out, just check the link in the description. Let me know what you guys think, I suppose. Hopefully these videos do get y'all interested in playing the tier. Granted, again, this is very early on. This is only the second round. But as we keep going on, we'll see a lot more of the metagame being brought together, being put together. A lot of people making probably the more well thought decisions in regards to this. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy seeing these battles with just really wacky movesets. It is going to be interesting though when we get into the later rounds and see what people have come up with. At any rate, hope to see y'all later. Have a good day. Bye!